Hello guys, welcome back to a movie review, and we just got back and saw Superman, the 2025 from James Gunn himself, who directed Guardians of the Galaxy 1 through 3, and obviously he also did the Suicide Squad from the DC Universe. So he is no stranger to superhero film. So here I am with the big question of saying, is it possible, can James Gunn screw up with Superman, or could he make it into a big success, like a juggernaut, like how Guardians of the Galaxy? So I like to know if he succeeded. I'm going to say it right out, I'm not a big fan. As much as I like James Gunn's other superhero films, like Guardians of the Galaxy, I think he did a really good job with that. I think he did a really good job with the other superhero, like Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I really like that film.
And obviously the John Cena one. What do you call that one? Peacemaker.
Yeah, really.
I like that one, and I can't wait for the second one. Yeah. So I enjoy James Gunn project, but here is the problem. It is mostly not standalone heroes. There's always a team of all, like around them.
And you see it.
Yeah, you see it, and I think this is the part where he's really strong with team up heroes instead of solo heroes.
Yeah.
And it shows here. And I have many issues with this film, but first I'm gonna give it to the boy. What do you think of this film?
So, all right, I like team ups, and I think he's great at that. I truly do. There's a lot to pick apart in this film, especially with the direction James Gunn took. I did, of course, miss the first 20 minutes, which you're going to have to let me know what happened in spoilers. Yeah. But again, I've seen the majority of the film. And what I got was, a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of formula. And that's not what I expected for a Superman film. It's literally called Superman film. You would think it would stick with Superman. It kind of felt like Black Adam a little bit, where they had other heroes and stuff like that. I do like when they have other heroes and stuff like that. It's just they were there a lot. Yeah, and they were actually a big part of the film, which is fine, but it's like that shows the Guardian of the Galaxy aspects, like he has to have a cast full of people, and these certain, like Michael Rooker was in it again. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy, which it's fine, like using other characters and stuff like that, because they know the director, they love the director.
Oh yeah.
It's just this felt a little campy too. It was. I don't think there was a hitting moment, like a touchy feeling really with Superman. Some people will fucking crucify me for this or not. I did like Man of Steel.
No, I love Man of Steel here too.
I hated Batman versus Superman. That was a terrible film.
True.
But I think the one that he only knocked out in the park was Man of Steel. I mean, I personally thought it was great how they showed. I mean, I get they couldn't really go back to the past and show Superman as a kid and dealing with the struggles. But I actually thought Zack Snyder did a good job with that. And I did like Henry Cavill. I probably kind of hated maybe the camera look style. But he was perfect as Superman. I felt him as Superman. This David
Cornsweet,
I think he did fine. I mean, he did have to put on the boots of Henry Cavill and whatnot, and I do think he was the perfect Superman. I thought he was still a good Superman, truthfully. I didn't hate him as Superman, which I thought I wasn't going to like him as Superman. He was fine. Obviously, all Supermans are going to be different. Of course, there was an interview. He tried getting feedback from Henry Cavill and another person about who played Superman recently.
Yes, Christopher Reeve.
Yeah,
he's the best one.
He tried to ask, like, what should I expect? What should I do? And stuff like that. But I thought he did a good job. I believed him as Superman, a Superman at least. Some of these characters, man, though. So I didn't have a problem with Superman, but some of these side characters, like Jimmy's, like what's with these dumb girls? They kept on having these dumb, stupid girls.
Jimmy, I know there's Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, he was fine, but they kept on. They had like 2 or 3 dumb girls. Like, you know what I mean? Like. And Lex Luthor, too.
Yeah.
I did have a problem a little bit with Lex Luthor.
I did, too, actually.
Because I think he was better than Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor.
Oh, by
miles away. But I hate that they gave him, like, this tantrum type thing. He's supposed to be a very intelligent, calm person. They made him too comedic. This is the problem that I had with this film. Too many damn jokes. It felt almost like a Marvel film where they need to have a joke. It's like, no, you don't. Every scene, I feel like there was supposed to be something serious, a comedic joke.
I know what you mean. It is legitly the Marvel formula for, what was the one?
Guardians.
Takiti?
No, Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, Thor's like the not the third one, the fourth one.
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder. That's what it felt like.
That's how I felt like.
And I was like, no, like, dude, Superman. I think the problem is, like, you could, with Superman, you have to humanize him, which they do. Don't get me wrong, but you can't have these joking goddamn scenes like every fucking time, especially in the ending, which we're gonna talk about, which and people started clapping. I'm like, what? I understand why people clapped and stuff like that. But I'm like, oh man, they're using superheroes, like at the price of superheroes and villains, to get that message across. But sticking to like what I thought of this film and stuff like that, I definitely didn't hate it.
Yeah.
Because I think what I learned with James Gunn and stuff like that is like, I won't hate the film, but you won't think it's a masterpiece, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that is very worrying for the future of the DC, because if he's going to run this same formula with the other ones, they're cooked.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be, within the third film, people are going to be over it, just like the Marvel formula. But it took a while for the Marvel formula, because, of course, we're going to have to compare with Marvel, guys. There's no way around it.
Yeah, it has to be.
He literally came from Marvel's, and then they're trying to revive this franchise. And I want DC to succeed. I know almost more Marvel characters now these days than I do DC characters. And I love, I want to see the Flash on the screen. I want to see Batman. I want to see Hawkgirl, which we saw Hawkgirl. Just kind of there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you thought of the whole story?
Yeah,
do you think it actually worked for you, or you think there is problems with the story?
There's problems with the story.
Yeah.
That's for sure. There's problems with the story. And again, the big anchor, I guess what I would have to say, is Lex Luthor.
Yeah. And do you think the CGI was good? Do you think
No,
the
CGI
action
was
good?
bad. CGI was bad, and I prefer the action in Man of Steel. Really good action in Man of Steel, I thought, especially with Michael Shannon as General Zod.
Yeah.
When the Flash came out, I was happy he was the main villain. And then, didn't turn out too good. But I love Michael Shannon, great actor, and I loved him as General Zod. I thought he was great as General Zod. Ultraman, I'm saying it. Can I say it, or do you got to?
No. Ultraman is people who learn who Superman villains are. They know who Ultraman is.
But is it a spoiler, or did people know?
No, people don't know.
Okay, so you're
like if you're a person that's out of the loop of Superman, like here's you're just a casual person coming in, you won't know exactly who Ultraman is.
I'll skip him for now then.
Yeah, but what do you think of Ultraman? Do you think he's really capable? Is he really good as a villain, or he's just another henchman that's just there?
Henchman. I'm sorry, but I had to look him up because I had to confirm on who he was, and I'm like, he's supposed to be an alternate universe.
They changed him a little bit.
They changed him a lot. What do you mean?
Yeah, no, they changed him.
Yeah,
there's other comic books that basically that's a more favorable one, but there's other ones that are just as good.
From what I was looking at, it was like he's with Owlman and stuff. That's why I was very confused when I asked you in the film.
Yeah, I was confused too.
I asked you, and I was like, they ruined him like they did Doomsday.
Yeah, I just told you that it's probably a different interpretation from
I
the
get it,
ones.
but it was like,
because when you're trying to do these films, you want to try doing something differently.
Yeah, which I applaud him for that, because look at Nathan Fillion's character. He was my favorite character, I will say.
Yeah, and speaking of that, they also did some things dirty. Like, for example, like a friendly little canine, Crypto, and the origin of Superman. Not completely, but their parents.
Yeah,
and we'll explain more of that in spoilers.
Yes.
Because I almost lost my mind. I got so upset that I was starting to say words, and I try to keep it inside myself and try not to say it out loud, but I was filled with rage when I found out what kind of origin they were trying to give Kal-El. And I was just like, are you kidding?
They never even said Kal-El, huh? I don't think they ever did.
In their own little language.
On the recording?
Yeah, but Kryptonian language. Yeah. But we'll explain more. And I'm trying to hold my anger because that's such a brutal.
Should we go?
We'll explain more, but
Okay.
yeah, but please continue. Is obviously, do you think the suit actually works? Because a lot of people complain
so
about
I
the
will
suit.
agree. I didn't like the suit. I still didn't like the suit, and I thought it'd change. I did not like the suit. I did like Nathan Fillion again. I like the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I did like Mr. Fantastic. Was that his name?
Fantastic? You mean
That
Mr.
guy?
Terrific?
Yeah, Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I enjoyed his character. Actually, they really did just kind of shove Hawkgirl in the back burner,
Yeah,
which
she was
kind
just
of.
there.
Which is like, all right. So the reason why I like Hawkgirl in general is because I liked her in the animated series.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah,
too.
she was really good. And here she was just in the back burner. I was like, she was just another character.
You hear her a lot though.
Yeah, you could hear her screeching, but I was like, bro, her character like in the show was really cool. Like she was brutal, she was rude, like had actually character. She was just no character here.
Yeah, I agree.
Now Lois Lane.
Oh yeah.
This is the most different I've ever seen her in. Now you're gonna have to take the wheel on her. What did you think of Lois Lane?
So I appreciate Lois Lane a little bit better in this one, but to be honest, I think they gave her a little bit too much time with the news reporting and all that kind of stuff. But I do appreciate when she was trying to be a reporter. Everybody knows this scene, the clips where she is interrogating Superman.
Which I did like that. Yeah.
I did like that part because she was doing what she's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Is interrogating Superman and telling him like, what do you actually believe and the right things to do. And those are the most enjoyable part, at least for her end.
Yeah.
But I think to me, I still think that she showed up a little too much in the very ending, kind of taking off a little bit of the screen. And I'm just like, I don't care about these other news reporters. I'm like, I don't care. You're driving this thing, and I'm just like, I get it that you're trying to do this thing, but you could have done a better way, in a shorter way, because I appreciate she's there. It's just I wish there was not that much of her there.
Yeah.
Because
No, well,
it was like her hero moment, and I understand that, but I was like, maybe we should do it without those other people, like Jimmy Olsen and whoever.
Definitely
the crew
those
was.
extra crew was very unnecessary. Like so definitely one thing in this film when I saw the trailer, I was like, this is starting to look cluttered with cast.
Yeah, like Batman versus Superman. Yeah, remember when that happened?
Yeah, exactly. And
are you rushing this again?
That's
like,
a problem when it comes to these films. It's like when you have a cast full of people, it's like, okay, normally who takes the pain again is probably the villains.
Yeah.
Which of course you got Henchman 1, Henchman 2.
Yeah.
And honestly, you would think that Ultraman would be a little bit bigger, but he wasn't. Lex Luthor was obviously the main bad, but he was like fucking child.
Yeah.
And I was like, ugh.
I agree with you.
That's not the preferred Lex Luthor I like to see.
Yeah.
I like the animated Lex Luthor. I love seeing
confident Lex.
Yeah, confident Lex and not baby tantrum. I get it was like a up corporate's ass and stuff like that, but it was at the price of a very at least from what I would see when I saw Lex Luthor a lot, very intelligent.
Is an upgrade at least,
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. That was just a fucking Riddler.
Yeah.
Even the Riddler in the Batman was better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except that one scene where he's like freaking out in the fucking cell.
All right, so let me go in, and before we go into final verdicts, is when I do this, I don't like. I am a Superman fan, but I hate it when people say like, well, how much of a Superman fan are you? Are you the biggest Superman fan that you read the first comic book from the 1980s or like some certain point? But it's like, no, you could be a Superman fan anywhere when you could come into the entry. It's like, that's how new people come into comics. It doesn't matter where you start. It's only matter if you like the character or not. It's like, stop trying to gatekeep Superman.
Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong with you? So don't do that. It's like, let people enjoy Superman, any kind of different versions. That's why there's plenty of versions of Superman.
That's true, yeah.
So getting out of the way, just because I'm saying this doesn't mean I didn't want James Gunn to come out with a successful Superman. I wanted him to do it.
Very much. Me too.
I desperately wanted to come here and say, I love Superman. But sadly, I'm one of those campers that I think he did injustice to Superman. I do think that he did the best that he could.
I do think that, yes, I do.
But I think he just went to a different direction that I didn't appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think like maybe Man of Steel is a little bit better, but that's a different one.
I didn't hate this film. Sorry to cut you off, but I didn't hate this film. it's just, it was not the best film, but it was a little boring too.
Yeah.
Which sucks. There's a lot going on, but it's like kind of boring and not like grand or spectacle. Superman is the guy. He is the guy who goes and does what is right.
Exactly.
Not because of rules, restrictions. He does what is right. He will do anything to save those people, which the interview goes through, which, you know, I did like that. I was like, that is Superman, you know? Like, I mean, they kind of made those bunch of jokes and stuff like that during the interview, of course.
Yeah, and another thing, exactly what you're saying is when they do those jokes, it's like when they're having this moments, like heartwarming stuff, they immediately ruin it with jokes.
Yeah, which
it's like, can we at least have a moment to at least reflect on that?
Like, honestly, the span of the moment where he has with, I don't want to spoil it because they never show it, but with a certain character, like maybe less than 5 minutes, we were given another scene that's like funny, hey, and stuff like that doesn't hold up.
It doesn't.
I don't think it holds up. And dude, I really want to see DC. I want to see another film. I didn't hate this film. It's I'll say it a little bit more in verdict.
Yeah.
But
all right, let's jump to verdicts because I'm pretty sure we want to go right into it. So go ahead, boy. Verdict.
So just like that, it's just like the very ending. Just because I was thinking about it, but there's a certain scene with the character he talks about. It's just there's too many joking stuff. The action was pretty boring, unfortunately, which I was expecting a lot to kind of happen. Like, they spent too much scene with this big monster that kind of just, all right, it's not even like a Godzilla type monster. It's just, but I did like how Superman was trying to change it, which we'll talk about in Story of his route. I had fun with this. No, I didn't have fun with this. I had some fun with this film. I will say, for now, I do say this take it with a big grain of salt. I do think you should check the film out to form your own opinion, because I could tell you this right now, fans are going to be divided, very divided.
I agree with you. Yes,
you're going to see a lot of Zack Snyder did a lot better. I was like, well, yes and no.
Yeah,
he did good with this, but did shit with this, and then this and that. No, James Gunn isn't perfect, and definitely what's his name? Zack Snyder is definitely as well not as perfect as you could saw with Rebel Moon or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, but sticking to what I think of this film, I think you should go check it out. As for my review, I just think they made too many characters like dumbed down, stupid, like kind of like trying to make it relatable. I honestly felt like they made the women fucking retarded, except Lois, which was like, and like that's really your type, Lex, like, you know, type stuff that I think
they're trying to make a lot of people dumb.
But it was like trying to make it funny. I was like, no, I'm probably gonna have to give this movie a D+. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, don't be sorry. It's your opinion. It's what you decide.
Yeah, it's just there's just a lot with this film. It's just.
Look, okay, so obviously you're a D+. I'm in the camp of D+, maybe just an average D. I don't think it's an average C, C+, or an A. Maybe to other people's it is. There's probably many reasons why it could be very good, because I do like the action. Some of it.
Yeah, some of it's fun.
I do like some of the CGI as well. I do like Mr. Terrific. I like some of the side characters that Guardians of the Galaxy does bring into the formula of
Justice Gang.
Yeah, exactly. I do love that part. See, those are the things that work, and I think that's where he is his strongest at.
I think
100%. Yes. But here is the problem. Everything else besides that, we're talking about Lex Luthor. Looks like he doesn't have a really good motive. His motives is all over the place. First he's king. First he wants to get rid of Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just like, what's wrong with you? Obviously, there is a character that comes out of nowhere. We know her. You know, I will explain in review. She comes out of nowhere, all drunk, like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. That was very...
Yeah, those are after credits. We'll talk about those. And it annoyed the hell out of me. They butchered some characters that we will talk about. Superman, I enjoyed David Cornsweet as Superman. I just wish he wasn't as 100% too much emotional. I get it that they're trying to go with the 100% of him being human, But there is a fine line of being like, you know what, I have to be this person that everybody would look up to me, so I have to put him on a strong figure.
Yeah.
That's what the Man of Steel does right.
Yeah.
So it's like, Luthor, what have you done? You know, when he's talking like that, you could see how he's angry, but not showing too much emotion. And I'm not saying like, do not give Superman any emotion. You shouldn't do that. No, there is
they have to humanize him.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I love the dog part where he's like, "Where's my dog?"
Yeah, exactly.
Because everybody feels that. Yeah. But afterwards, I'm like, "You're giving way too much emotion. Like, you know, dial it down a little bit, please."
I mean, there's definitely room for growth, which I think we can see, hopefully, with them continuing. We shall see what the box office says.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, I understand these, you know, the criminals. We know about the engineer, Ultraman. They played some sort of big role, but to be honest, I don't really care about them neither. I understand what they do, but I don't care. So that is why I am gonna give this a D. An average D of disappointment. I came here for a James Gunn superhero film, which I kind of wish it wasn't made, but it is. Yeah. It is made for some reason for somebody else, not for me. And I get it. There's going to be other people that will definitely love the film, and I get you. More power to you. You love it. You enjoy it. You know, take my, you know, review as just my review. That is it. And this is what I wish I could have had a different Superman film, but it's not what it is.
I think if this came out years ago, it would have been probably a lot better during like the Marvel stuff going on.
Yeah, probably.
But definitely right now, no. But yeah,
it's just the story that I have really, really, really problems with, because obviously Superman does represent a lot. He represents hope. He represents justice. He represents the human of everybody. I get that. It's just I wish it was just concentrated on Metropolis and the people and him living as the normal human being that he is, instead of him being this thing that I really wish they didn't go into. So yeah, I get it. But it is not my Superman. Yeah. It's not my Superman film. Even though it is somebody else's Superman, I get it. You know what? It is your Superman. I got my Superman already, so it is probably somebody else's turn to play with it.
Yeah.
All right, if you're still here, if you guys are still here and still want to hear why we actually do 100% not completely hate it, but did do things right and wrong, please join us in the movie spoilers, because we will spoil the hell out of this. But either way, until next time, we will see you in the next one.